Hey there, ladies and gents. It's been a while, too long to be honest. I got long hair now. I'm not sure, but I don't think I've been to the hairdresser since the Christmas project. Well, I've been there, but I don't think I've had my hair short since then. I just let it grow. Anyway, prior to the Christmas project, I was working on some Unity project. I did mention it in my farewell video, my final video, this video. Before I start on the Fistful series, I was doing some game developing using Unity and Blender. I might just pick that up again. So I picked it up again, and I do have a pretty clear idea of what the project's gonna be. I didn't have as clear idea back then, other than there's gonna be a lot of fighting in it. So basically, after the Christmas series, I needed a break, so I had like a full year's break doing nothing, which is unusual for me. And then I picked this up. I got to work a bit on it, but I got really busy with work, like way too much work, and I got to a point where I realized that if I was gonna make it complex enough, I would need to make tons of animations. Up to that point, first I started by just downloading some free animations, got me started, then that just wasn't enough. So me and a mate, one of my best mates here in Rana, but he doesn't live here anymore. I'm gonna actually integrate him into the story, so you're gonna meet him in the game, hopefully, if I ever finish it. So we made this jerry-rigged motion capture thing using the Xbox move thingy, the Xbox One move thingy, and that kind of worked, but it wasn't good enough. But it got me further. Then I realized I needed a lot more animations, so I started editing animations. So I bought a bunch of animations and pretty much re-edited them. I changed everything up, and I made so many variations of the same things. So I think in the end I made about 350 animations, not including the jerry-rigged motion capture animations or the ones prior to that, the free ones. These are complete new ones. 350 animations, give or take. So when that was done, and that was about 3 weeks ago ish, I picked up the coding again, and I had a pretty clear idea of how this was going to be, how I was going to code it. I just had to figure out all the details in between those big parts I had clear in my mind. So this is the result. You got these two guys fighting. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention. So I asked for a really long vacation, and having the greatest boss in the world, and he doesn't speak German, or he understands it, but I just like making accents for some reason. He let me have a long vacation, to put it mildly. So the past 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, I've been at work working on my project, and that was after having a proper holiday. So this has been really good. It's gotten my spirit far up there. Anyway, so you got these guys fighting, and what is this specifically? Well, it's a fighting game, and it's not going to be two dummies fighting each other. It's not going to be two AIs fighting each other. The idea here is that this is going to be a VR game. It's not going to be a VR fighting game either, but it's going to be a big part of it. It's going to be an adventure game, but more on that on a later video. Right now let's focus on this one. So this is the AI for the fighting system. You got two dummies fighting each other, and you have different scripts, a lot of different scripts. We could start with the, oh, this guy's almost knocked out, and you see that there, that they kind of get stuck on the other guy. I haven't bothered fixing that, but I still got a few bugs like that. He's really aiming for the thigh, and sometimes he gets locked onto it. Doesn't really matter. So let's start with this main code. This code, the NPC information, this is the only code that's necessary Well, not the only, but it's the one code I add to the game object, being one of these dummies. I feed it whether this is an enemy or an ally. I feed it what style it is. I feed it the level of the dude fighting. And then this script calls all the other scripts and gives them all the necessary information. And that's when we move to this one, the NPC fight behavior. This is the whole AI basically. This is what makes them fight. So right now it's telling you the current vitality, stamina, endurance. And the way this game works, right now it's trying to keep this guy out of danger so he can heal some and get his stamina up. The way this game works is that you can't really knock a guy out cold with a couple of hits. At least not a level 10 guy, because that's an experienced fighter. You might get lucky and hit him in the chin. That would be the only way. Close to reality. But you gotta wear and tear him, and you got the endurance here and the stamina, so this guy's pretty worn out, and he's struggling for his life, fighting defensively, moving, keeping the other guy away, and just trying to hit him every now and then. He's brought his endurance down, so he could potentially bring his health down as well, but I doubt it, considering this guy's, yeah, he's almost dead. So basically this code does all the calculations and it makes all the big decisions. It's around 2,100 lines. I could probably shorten it, but I don't think you would get anywhere below 1,500 lines, and probably closer to 2,000 lines. And then you have another very relevant code. It's this body targeting. It basically tells this code where all of the body parts are, and it also, when it's fed the opponent, it also tells this code where all the opponent parts are. So why is that relevant? Well, you have, for instance, if we go here, this is the abdomen. You have the fight damage trigger, and what this code does is that it is pretty much telling you that this body part is the lower chest. So we're not on the abdomen, sorry, we're on the lower chest, and it's the body. So if he's going to defend it, he'll be defending the body. And when this object, which is a trigger, when this is hit, it checks. First of all, is it hit by itself? For instance, its own hands hitting it? Because then it doesn't do anything, it just negates that, says, okay, that's really nothing, that's just my own hands. Then it checks, for instance, is it an allied? Because I'm not sure, I might just implement friendly fire and all that. So if it's not an allied, it checks, is it a hand, for instance? Okay, if it's a hand, is it actually attacking? If it is attacking, it deals damage to the body. And when it deals the damage, that main code, the fight code, basically checks, are you guarding? If you're guarding the head, was the hit to the head? If it was, it negates damage. If it wasn't, it takes a certain amount of damage, because when you're fighting, if you're in guard, you'll always be able to take quite a bit of the payload, to put it that way, because you're prepared for an attack. But if you're hit while your guard is down, that's going to be a lot worse. Even if it's a clear shot, when you got your guard down, your body bent down like this, you're able to take a lot more hits. So I think for the parts that aren't guarded, it'll take about 75% damage. For instance, when he's guarding the head, sorry, no, takes full damage to the body, full to the legs. When he's guarding like this, he takes about 50 and 50 and 75 to the legs. So that's basically what the guarding does, and you can tell they're pretty good at guarding. The guarding is controlled in a different manner. There's two there's two codes controlling it. One of them is this. This one basically feeds to the opponent. The game object or the current NPC is attacking with the kick at a certain height, and what's the chance of you blocking, and this one decides whether it blocks or not. With these level 10 guys, they pretty much block everything. And then there's another code added to the hands, because I need a system for VR. Meaning, if I'm hitting something, I want the program to calculate, is this hand gonna hit me? And if it is, defend that part that's gonna be hit. So that's been implemented into these guys, but I'm not sure how well that's gonna work as when I'm testing this in VR, because I could just be moving one arm up and down and punching with the other, and the guard's gonna go like this. Oh, knock out! I don't know what it was, but let's just say Hai Kiko! Yeah, I'm not feeding that information right now, so we can't actually check specifically what knocked him out. But the guy's out cold, and you see the NPC guy here. Let's pause the game. His health is down to 30%, his endurance is really down, same goes for his stamina, which means the other guy who was losing, by fighting defensively, he managed to bring this guy's health down nonetheless. That's a good sign for the code. But yeah, back to the damage system. So basically, this code tells what body part it is, it tells if it's been hit, and it checks if it's being hit by, for instance, this hand or this elbow. Now, if this hand or this elbow hits, for instance, this forearm object, you see there, this forearm, I got the bicep as well. If we can find an upper arm, there you go. If it hits one of these, the attack is negated, but only for the hands, because this is also meant for the VR. So, for instance, if someone hits you and you guard, and it hits the hand, but since it's a game, it goes through you, the damage is negated, it's not dealt. And same goes for you, if you hit one of the NPCs and they block it, the damage is negated. This is more meant for the VR system and not so much for the other elbow, knee, kick system, because that system is following the more traditional, like Tekken. You push a button, it's fed in information, it feeds the information to the opponent reacts based on its AI to that information. I also implemented another thing, but I haven't really done anything with it. I got this tally, it checks how many certain body parts are hit. There you go. I got some future ideas for it, like if someone's focusing a lot on one part, they'll favor defending that part over other parts, but other than that, I haven't really done anything with it so far, so it's just a tally for now. Okay, I think that's it. Let's let him fight some more while I'm talking. Let's click on both of them. If you look here, you can tell there's like pretty much no codes here. There's a few codes, mainly the NPC information. This line of sight, it's not active at the moment. I'll be dealing with that later. So these two, I haven't made them independent from the NPC information for now. Work in progress. But look here, the rest of the codes are initiated by the NPC information, and now you guys are fighting. There you go. Enjoy the view. So, next up is human testing. Going from rats to humans. Or test pilots. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try to test the VR, start testing the VR this week. I made a system for it back when I first started this. That was pretty much when I was doing the movie project. I made a system where I had the VR on, I could box I could hit one of these dummies. The dummy didn't do anything, but I could hit him. I could pick up weapons, and I could grab, for instance, a gun upside down, hitting with the butt of the gun. I could open doors, so I figured I could have a look at that again. And I bought tons of assets on the asset store whenever there's been like a what do you call it, a spring sale, a Christmas sale and all that. So I might be able to use tons of those things, but there wasn't anything like this when it came to a fighting system, so you couldn't really buy a fully fledged fighting system like the one I've made here. So this I had to do my way, but for a lot of the other parts I might just be able to take some shortcuts, save some time and use some pre-made stuff. But yeah, my goal for the week is to start testing the VR and start fighting these guys. It'll be a while till I make another video, because this is my last week of my so-called vacation. After that I'll be working with this in the weekends and in the evenings after work. But hopefully I can get the fully fledged VR fighting game part of the main game, adventure game, out for testing, I guess. That'd be fun, have people testing it. If I finish that, the rest is going to be a challenge as well, but I don't think it's going to be as insane as this. But the problem is, the bigger a game gets, the more bugs you get, and the more you got to kind of integrate things and test them for bugs that are caused by integrating them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I have been working on other things the past year on my brother's projects. It's a Christmas series consisting of 24 episodes, very much like mine, but a lot wackier. If you thought mine was wacky, watch his. But it's really good, and it starts off really amateurish, like he was an amateur to begin with, but he gets better and better. I helped him out a lot with the editing, and towards the end I was actually involved as an actor as well. And then during this Easter, the one that was, we made a single episode. It's a continuation of his Christmas series, but it's not a series, it's kind of single. Let's just call it an Easter movie from the Easterverse. That one's really good. I was really happy with the result there, and we worked on something else as well simultaneous to that, which got done some time ago. I don't think I can say too much, a lot more than that, but yeah, we got something else cooking. So I'll add a link or two down in the description. Check out those things, those are pretty good. And I'll be putting out more videos on my game as I get things done, but I prefer having things properly done before putting anything out. I'm not sure what's wrong with my camera there, sorry about that. You just, yeah, sorry. It is what it is. Hope you enjoyed this. See you soon, and thank you for watching. Wolf out.